Welcome to a journey into the fascinating world of motivation, a realm where the mind's intricate dance with desire, determination, and drive shapes our every action. Did you know that only 8% of people achieve their New Year's resolutions? Shocking, isn't it? Or how about this? Researchers estimate that 80% of New Year's resolutions fail by February. But fear not, for within these pages, we'll uncover the hidden secrets and surprising truths behind motivation, insights that defy common wisdom and challenge conventional thinking. Prepare to embark on a voyage of discovery, where we'll unravel the mysteries of motivation one chapter at a time. From the neurochemical dance of dopamine to the psychological nuances of procrastination, each chapter will delve deep into a unique facet of motivation, offering practical strategies and eye-opening revelations along the way. So, whether you're striving for personal growth, seeking professional success, or simply curious about the forces that drive human behavior, join us as we journey into the uncharted territory of motivation mastery. Your adventure begins now. Chapter 1: Motivation Matrix. Unraveling the intricacies. Motivation, that elusive force driving our actions, is not a one-size-fits-all phenomenon. It's a complex matrix of psychological factors that influence our behavior in diverse ways. While we often attribute motivation to sheer willpower, the reality is far more nuanced. Psychologists have long delved into the intricacies of motivation, uncovering fascinating insights that challenge conventional wisdom. Understanding these nuances can unlock new pathways to enhanced productivity and fulfillment. Chapter 2: The Dopamine Drive. How Neurotransmitters Shape Motivation. At the heart of motivation lies dopamine, often hailed as the brain's reward chemical. Every time we experience pleasure or achieve a goal, dopamine floods our brain, reinforcing the associated behavior. However, recent research suggests that dopamine's role in motivation is more complex than previously thought. While it does play a crucial part in driving us toward rewards, its influence can vary depending on individual differences and environmental factors. For example, some studies have found that dopamine levels can fluctuate based on genetic predispositions, highlighting the intricate interplay between biology and motivation. Chapter 3: The Power of Procrastination. Strange Allies in Motivation. Procrastination, often viewed as the antithesis of motivation, may actually serve as a peculiar ally in our quest for productivity. Contrary to popular belief, occasional procrastination can give our minds the necessary downtime to recharge and refocus. It's not about avoiding tasks indefinitely, but rather embracing strategic procrastination to enhance overall motivation. Psychologist Adam Grant coined the term precrastination to describe the phenomenon of tackling tasks ahead of time, harnessing the pressure of impending deadlines to fuel motivation. Chapter 4: Goal Setting Galore. The Psychology Behind Effective Targets. Setting goals is a cornerstone of motivation, but not all goals are created equal. Psychologist Edwin Locke pioneered research on goal-setting theory, highlighting the importance of specificity and challenge in driving motivation. According to Locke, clear and ambitious goals provide a roadmap for action, igniting our intrinsic drive to achieve. Furthermore, incorporating feedback loops into goal-setting processes can enhance motivation by providing a sense of progress and accomplishment along the way. Chapter 5: The Myth of Willpower. Dispelling Common Misconceptions. Willpower, often depicted as a finite resource that can be depleted over time, is not as straightforward as we once believed. While self-control does require mental effort, recent studies suggest that our beliefs about willpower can significantly impact our ability to exert it. Psychologist Carol Dweck's research on mindset reveals that adopting a growth mindset, which views challenges as opportunities for growth rather than threats to our abilities, can enhance resilience and motivation in the face of setbacks. Chapter 6: Flow State Unleashed. Tapping into Peak Motivation. Flow state, characterized by deep immersion and effortless concentration, represents the pinnacle of motivation and performance. Psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi describes flow as a state of optimal experience, where the challenge level of a task matches our skill level, leading to a sense of timelessness and intrinsic satisfaction. Cultivating flow requires identifying activities that align with our passions and strengths, creating optimal conditions for peak motivation to flourish. Chapter 7: Emotional Anchors. How Feelings Fuel Our Drive. Emotions play a crucial role in shaping our motivational landscape, serving as powerful anchors that guide our behavior. Psychologist Daniel Kahneman's research on the dual process theory suggests that our decisions are influenced by both rational deliberation and emotional intuition. By harnessing the emotional significance of our goals, we can tap into a deeper reservoir of motivation that transcends mere logic. Embracing the emotional journey of goal pursuit can fuel sustained motivation and resilience in the face of obstacles. Chapter 8: The Brain's GPS, Navigating Motivation Pathways. The brain acts as a complex navigation system, orchestrating various neural pathways to regulate motivation and goal-directed behavior. Neuroscientist Antonio Damasio's somatic marker hypothesis proposes that emotions serve as signals that guide decision-making and motivate action. When we encounter situations that align with our values and aspirations, our brains release neurotransmitters such as dopamine and serotonin, reinforcing the associated behaviors. Understanding these neural mechanisms can empower us to navigate our motivational pathways more effectively, steering toward fulfillment and success. Chapter 9: Motivation in Reverse, Understanding Demotivation. Demotivation, the flip side of the motivational coin, can derail even the best-laid plans. Psychologist Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs theory suggests that unmet needs can lead to feelings of demotivation and disengagement. Addressing basic needs such as safety, belongingness, and esteem is crucial for creating an environment conducive to motivation. Additionally, recognizing the role of external factors such as burnout, stress, and negative feedback can help identify potential sources of demotivation and implement strategies to mitigate their impact. Chapter 10: Social Sparks, The Role of Peer Influence in Motivation. Human beings are inherently social creatures, and our motivation is often influenced by the people around us. Social psychologist Albert Bandura's social learning theory emphasizes the impact of observational learning and modeling on behavior. Surrounding ourselves with motivated individuals who embody the qualities we aspire to can serve as a powerful catalyst for personal growth and achievement. Furthermore, leveraging social support networks can provide encouragement, accountability, and constructive feedback, bolstering our motivation in pursuit of our goals. Chapter 11: Intrinsic versus Extrinsic, Which Motivates You More? The debate between intrinsic and extrinsic motivation has long fascinated psychologists and researchers alike. While extrinsic rewards such as money, praise, and recognition can incentivize behavior in the short term, they may not sustain motivation over the long haul. Psychologist Edward Deci's self-determination theory posits that intrinsic motivation, driven by internal factors such as autonomy, mastery, and purpose, leads to greater engagement and satisfaction in the pursuit of goals. Striking a balance between intrinsic and extrinsic motivators can optimize motivation and foster enduring commitment to our objectives. Chapter 12: Fear as Fuel, Harnessing Anxiety for Productivity. Fear, often regarded as a barrier to motivation, can paradoxically serve as a potent source of energy and focus. Psychologist Kelly McGonigal's research on the upside of stress suggests that reframing anxiety as excitement can enhance performance and motivation. By channeling the physiological arousal associated with fear into productive action, we can leverage its energy to overcome obstacles and achieve our goals. Embracing discomfort and uncertainty as catalysts for growth can transform fear from a hindrance into a driving force for success. Chapter 13: The Persistence Paradox, When Motivation Falters. Motivation is not a constant state but rather a dynamic process characterized by peaks and valleys. Psychologist Angela Duckworth's concept of grit highlights the importance of perseverance and resilience in the face of adversity. When motivation wanes, cultivating a growth mindset can help reframe setbacks as temporary obstacles on the path to success. Additionally, breaking goals down into smaller, manageable tasks and celebrating progress along the way can reignite motivation and momentum. Chapter 14: Time Travel Tactics, Utilizing Future Self-Imagery for Motivation. Visualizing our future selves accomplishing our goals can be a powerful motivator for action. Psychologist Hal Hershfield's research on future self-continuity suggests that connecting with our future identities can enhance motivation and decision-making in the present. By vividly imagining the benefits of achieving our goals and the consequences of inaction, we can bridge the gap between our current actions and future aspirations. Incorporating future self-imagery exercises into goal-setting strategies can amplify motivation and commitment to long-term objectives. Chapter 15: The Curious Case of Counterfactual Thinking, Rewriting Motivation Narratives. Counterfactual thinking, or the process of imagining alternative outcomes to past events, can influence our motivation and behavior. Psychologist Neil Rose's research on counterfactual thinking reveals that reflecting on what might have been can spur us to take corrective action and avoid similar mistakes in the future. By reframing failures and setbacks as valuable learning experiences rather than insurmountable barriers, we can harness the motivational power of hindsight to propel us forward. Chapter 16: Motivation by Design, Structuring Environments for Success. Our physical and social environments play a significant role in shaping our motivation and behavior. Environmental psychologist James J. Gibson's theory of affordances suggests that our surroundings offer opportunities for action and interaction that influence our choices and motivations. Designing environments that minimize distractions, promote autonomy, and provide cues for desired behaviors can enhance our ability to stay focused and motivated. Whether it's arranging our workspace for optimal productivity or surrounding ourselves with supportive peers, strategic environmental design can empower us to thrive. Chapter 17: The Feedback Loop, How Criticism Can Boost Motivation. Constructive feedback, far from being demotivating, can serve as a catalyst for improvement and growth. Psychologist Carol Dweck's research on the power of mindset underscores the importance of adopting a growth mindset in response to feedback. Viewing criticism as an opportunity for learning and development rather than a reflection of our abilities can bolster our resilience and motivation. By seeking feedback from trusted mentors and peers, we can gain valuable insights that fuel our progress and drive toward excellence. Chapter 18: The Power of Identity, Leveraging Self-Perception for Drive. Our self-perception, shaped by our beliefs, values, and identities, profoundly influences our motivation and behavior. Social psychologist Hazel Marcus's theory of self-schema suggests that we interpret and filter information based on our core identities and self-concepts. By aligning our goals with our sense of self and identity, we can tap into a deeper reservoir of motivation and purpose. Cultivating a strong sense of identity and values can provide a source of intrinsic motivation that transcends external rewards. Chapter 19: The Scarcity Strategy, Why Limitation Can Amplify Motivation. Scarcity, whether real or perceived, can intensify our motivation and focus. Behavioral economist Sendhil Mullainathan's research on the psychology of scarcity highlights how constraints can enhance creativity and resourcefulness. When resources such as time, money, or opportunities are limited, we become more strategic and efficient in their allocation. By embracing scarcity as a catalyst for innovation and prioritization, we can harness its motivational power to achieve our objectives. Chapter 20: The Role of Routine, How Habit Forms Motivational Foundations. Habits, deeply ingrained patterns of behavior, play a fundamental role in shaping our motivation and productivity. Psychologist Charles Duhigg's research on habit formation reveals that habits consist of three components: a cue, a routine, and a reward. By identifying the triggers that prompt our behaviors and replacing unproductive routines with more constructive ones, we can cultivate habits that support our goals. Establishing a consistent routine can provide structure and momentum, reducing decision fatigue and bolstering motivation. Chapter 21: Decision Fatigue Debunked, Recharging Motivation Reserves. Decision fatigue, the mental exhaustion that accompanies prolonged decision-making, can erode our motivation and willpower. Psychologist Roy F. Baumeister's research on ego depletion suggests that self-control operates like a finite resource that can be depleted over time. To combat decision fatigue and preserve motivation, implementing strategies such as batching similar tasks, automating routine decisions, and prioritizing critical choices can conserve mental energy and enhance productivity. By managing our cognitive load effectively, we can maintain optimal motivation levels throughout the day. Chapter 22: The Motivation Mindset, Cultivating a Growth-Oriented Attitude. Our mindset, or our underlying beliefs about our abilities and potential, profoundly influences our motivation and behavior. Psychologist Carol Dweck's research on mindset reveals that individuals with a growth mindset, who believe that their abilities can be developed through effort and perseverance, are more resilient and motivated in the face of challenges. Cultivating a growth-oriented attitude involves reframing failures as opportunities for learning and embracing challenges as pathways to growth. By adopting a mindset focused on continuous improvement and development, we can unlock our full potential and sustain motivation over the long term. Chapter 23: The Dark Side of Motivation, Exploring Obsession and Burnout. While motivation is generally perceived as a positive force, it can also have a dark side. Psychologist Herbert Freudenberger's research on burnout highlights the dangers of excessive motivation and dedication without adequate self-care and balance. Obsession with achievement and perfectionism can lead to chronic stress, exhaustion, and disillusionment. Recognizing the warning signs of burnout, such as physical fatigue, emotional detachment, and decreased performance, is essential for safeguarding our well-being and maintaining sustainable motivation. Prioritizing self-care, setting boundaries, and seeking support are crucial strategies for preventing and mitigating burnout.